Henny. Big shout out to the homegirl Henny, to the homegirl Henny, to the homegirl Henny. If you ain't did so yet, make sure you are subscribed to That Girl Henny. Wack 100 evicted from the studio, sued for non-payment of business loan and scamming tour money. Make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to That Girl Henny. She be doing big numbers, man. If you don't like what I got going on, you don't like what I'm talking about, slide over to That Girl Henny and she'll give you everything you need, big dog. We finna get into this news you can use this knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Shout out to That Girl Henny. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Girl Henny, y'all gotta go to her channel.
Hey, Girl Henny, do you know who she is? She a blogger? Yeah. Just like, where this lady come from? On your ass. She on your life, G.
Shout out to Henny over there.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar. I know that this is very, very unconventional of me to come back on here and do another live, especially without announcing that I'm going live to anybody. But today I got to thinking. And
what was you thinking, Henny? Let us know.
I realized that a lot of people did miss my video when I spoke about Wack 100 being evicted from his studio property. And they missed that he has also been sued for a business loan that he did not pay back and for frauding, scamming out of tour money. So because a lot of people have missed that information, I decided that I'm going to give y'all a nice little rewind. And I'm going to play that thing, roll that beautiful beam footage for you, and give y'all this replay so that everybody can try to catch this Henny that did not catch the Henny. And if you did catch the Henny, I can remind you of what was spilled in this video. So y'all sit back, get your glasses ready, and get ready for this rush hour spill with Henny. Yes. Are y'all ready? Bloop. Well, let's just see.
Hey, shout out to Henny. She said that y'all niggas didn't see this the first time. Y'all gonna get this information, big dog. So if you didn't catch it, here go the rerun.
It seems like there's an issue with this business partner right here. Let me go ahead and pull them up on the screen. But before I pull them up on the screen, let me get this watermark right. Let me drop myself over here. It seems like this would be considered a business partner. I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me, because I am just a woman and, I'm just a woman. That's all. But if you enter into a contract with somebody, doesn't them make you a business partner with you? And I believe that these people right here, Tour Squad Party, I believe is what that PTY LTD is supposed to be. I believe that they would have issue with Wack because they have taken him to court. They are suing Fifth Amendment, Wack 100, and the game. If y'all don't remember this video, it's the international case that Wack has. Yeah, did we forget about that? I think people forgot about that because we got caught up in other stuff that was going on that was wackish. Okay? But this case right here is when the game, Fifth Amendment, working on behalf of, because Wack claims he's not a manager. He says he's a broker of deals, but he's a manager when he feels like it. He went into an agreement with these people right here over in Australia to do tour dates in Australia and over in the UK. And they paid Wack in the game a portion of the fee up front. And Wack in the game never showed up. So they sued him. I should put 3 breaches of contract because this is the 3rd that I know of. So they sued him in an Australian court. And if y'all missed that video, y'all got to go back and watch it. Let me see where it is for y'all while I talk. But they sued him over in the Australian jurisdiction of the laws. And what had happened was they won their case. So they then in turn brought themselves over here to the U.S. And once they got over here to the U.S., they filed in the Los Angeles Superior Courts. And guess what happened? I'm going to refresh you, but if you want all of the details, you will have to watch that video. Wack never showed up. The game never showed up. No lawyer ever showed up. Nobody appeared in court on their behalf for this. So they put in for what? Let's see if y'all remember exactly what it's called when they don't show up to court. So now they move to a motion to what?
They move for a motion to file for an affidavit of due diligence for them to be served by publication. Let's see what happens.
People, let's say it all together. They move for a default judgment.
Ooh, they don't even got to go through the notice of publication. The notice of publication is when you're trying to serve somebody, you can't serve them. You got to put in a publication, i.e., a newspaper, and it runs for a 4-week cycle. Then they have another 4 weeks to respond to it. But they bypassed that and went straight to default judgment. Typically, you got to go through the affidavit of due diligence, which allows you to do a service by publication, and then you get the default judgment. But they said, fuck that. They went straight for default judgment.
So yeah, that's where we are with this case right here. It is now a notice of judgment. I'm sorry, they have a notice of entry of judgment that has come into play. Yeah. And this was just this year. So if people want to know when it was, this was just this year. Y'all see the court docs up there. This is what it is. Okay, February 28, 2005. By default, the court judgment, plaintiff's testimony and other evidence, plaintiff's written declaration. All right. And it says right here, Fifth Amendment, entertainment, Cash Jones, an individual, and Jason Terrell Taylor, aka The Game, an individual. Now it's funny because I would also think that you being into business, and you see it right here, it says judgment by default by the court. So there's a judgment of default. I would say that Ray J and The Game and these people that enter into contracts with you that breach would beg to differ as to whether or not his business partners ever have any issues. But don't worry, there's more, because y'all know there's always more with Henny. This was just one breach of contract that I have just gone into. Let's continue with the video, and then I'll make sure y'all get the video for that.
Wack for showing broke buying that BBL.
Towards the end of this. Let's continue on. It sounds to me like he was trying to convince Adam, hey, Adam, make sure you include me in whatever shmoney deals you have going on. So now that leads me to this right here. Now, Henny, what are you talking about? I am talking about Babak Amel, okay, versus Fifth Amendment Entertainment, a California limited liability company, and Cash M. Jones, an individual, and those 1 through 20. Now, what is it that he is alleging? He is alleging breach of written contract and common counts. All right? Breach of written contract. Hold on. Sorry, I had it playing in the background. So what we getting ready to get into with this video right here, in case you are just coming in, Babak Emanuel, I'm going to explain who this is. But earlier today, I was talking about Wack being evicted from his studio, because this is not the first time this morning that I heard somebody ask me about Wack's studio that he always talked about. And guess what? Guess what?
What, Henny?
This is where it went.
Where'd it go?
Kaput. Goodbye. See you later. And common counts. So we're going to get right on into this court doc. I'm not even going to hold it down, hold you back. So now the plaintiff, like I said, is Babak Emanuel, and he is the landlord and property owner. And of course, you know, this property was leased by Fifth Amendment, with Cash Jones being the person who signed off on it, okay? Now, like I said, he's suing him for a breach of contract over a property that's located in North Hollywood, California. And this property is an industrial commercial spot that has, like, it's equipped for use with the recording studio and offices. So remember
that studio that nigga used to always invite FaZe up to, that you ain't heard that nigga mention in the longest.
We've heard him say that, oh yeah, I have all of these people that come up to the recording studio and bop, 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 bop. This is what he is talking about. That is the property that he is talking about. This property that's located in North Hollywood. All right. So this
that Beck Ave studio
lease between them, because I'm not gonna go. I've already summarized this court doc for you, so we'll just go here. All right. Now, the lease was signed on September 16th of 2021, and the term was for 3 years. So the term it was signed in September, but the lease went from October 1st of 2021 to September 30th of 2024. The monthly rent was $7,350 with additional charges for CAM and water. Now, if you don't know what CAM and water is, and you see that right there in the paperwork, let me explain to you. Water is exactly what it says. It is water. Okay. Now, the CAM part of it is where it's commercial maintenance. So with commercial maintenance, that deals with like landscaping, trash removal, utility, like if the light bulbs go out, security, things of that nature. So it's a common area maintenance. That's what it's called. Common area maintenance. All right. They deal with like the parking lot cleanup and all of that stuff. So that was $500 on top of all of that, right? On top of the $7,350, there was also an additional $500 a month for CAM and water, right? The security deposit that was put down was $22,050, okay? And this is what Wack signed off on, okay? And this wasn't like a little strip mall space. To my understanding, it was 35,000 square foot building, and it was fit for like office operations and management and recording studios. So it looked like he was trying to get Fifth Amendment to really be a recording studio, like really make a place for him to do this music thing that he does. But anyway, so now things went left because Fifth Amendment, according to Babbitt, they allegedly stopped paying their rent. Okay. So the tenancy was terminated, and they're in another court case, which I'm going to go pull, another court case. It was already issued a judgment for $18,896.25 of unpaid rent. So that would be like a landlord-tenant court thing where he took him to court, and that's what he won in that court. But Babak spun the block on him, okay? And now he's demanding more. He's demanding $38,996 in missing rent, which is 5 months of
Reg, dog, that's ugly.
$7,798, including the CAM costs, $2,500 in unpaid CAM and water, $20,050 security deposit that he paid was partially applied to this. So this is where we come to the balance of what three-finger duty shooter, PP Liquor, CS2 back Wack actually owes. And what that comes to is...
She just called this nigga CS2 back.
So this is where we come to the balance of what three-finger duty shooter, PP Liquor, CS2 back Wack actually owes. And what that comes to is $40,336.25, okay? Now, in April of 2025, which is this month right here on April 1st, Babak filed this suit in the Los Angeles Superior Court, and he was suing, like I said, on the breach of contract and common counts, which is like the account stated, and quantum valbit. I think that's how you said it, valabant. Basically, you said you used it, so you owe for it, basically, is what he's suing him for. And of course, he's suing Wack for this because he signed his name. Now, what this means is that even if Fifth Amendment goes ghost and Wack decides to take, Fifth Amendment out, no longer do business with it, Wack is now personally responsible.
How long have I been saying Wack is broke? His wife had all that. This nigga's going through a divorce where infidelity can be proved in the state of California. She's taking everything. Wack is broke. He needs that no-jumper job. That nigga don't got no chiliana. That's why he in that eeny weeny, teeny weeny, shrivel livel, short, don't want, little bitty ass apartment. Come on, bro.
For that $40,336.25 plus interest plus legal fees, okay? clocking it first thing in the morning. Now, Wack might have thought that this would just blow over, but with them going through landlord-tenant court, he probably didn't think that it would go any further. But when this dude, Bobak, however you say his name, spun the block, he pulled up with his receipts and another court filing. And he said, run me my 40K with interest, honey. Okay? But this is not the only case that we have. Oh, nay. Because this one goes back to 2023 with the judgment coming in recently, okay? So this doesn't stop with just landlord-tenant stuff. And I just read to y'all about the breach of contract with the promotion, the party promotion people overseas, which is an international case that has now been brought to U.S. soil. It's not just that, because this case right here was filed in August of 2023, okay? It was filed August 4th, 2023 was the filing date on this, and this is with Synovus Bank, and they are suing Fifth Amendment and Cash Jones. Yes, again, okay? But this wasn't a writ issue. This was a business loan, and the loan amount was for $250,000 for working capital, and it was in Miami. Wack personally signed off on this one too on February 1st of 2018 per the official documents. Now, you want to know where this one ugly? Okay, I got you. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Remember, I am reading court docs right now, so I'm not looking at comments, but I promise you I will come over there and I will go through the comments in a minute. Just let me get through the content. Let me cook. All right. So Wack's company, the Fifth Amendment, allegedly defaulted on the loan as of October 28th of 2022. And the entire loan balance got charged off. And the balance due was $238,250.60. So Nova said that Wack failed to step in and pay, even though he guaranteed the loan personally. So they hit him with a breach of grantory, which is against him. All right. And you know what happened next, right? Okay. So if you don't know what happened, let me tell you what happened. On December 18th of 2024, the judgment entered a final judgment. Let me show y'all that. There's the final judgment, y'all. And it was a final judgment against Fifth Amendment Entertainment and Cash Jones, a.k.a. Duty Shooter. And the judgment was for $238,250.60. $238,250.60. My bad, y'all. So let's let that sink in. This wasn't just a lawsuit. Wack lost. Judgment entered. Case closed. And this was as of December of 2024. Now, the court is demanding that he complete a financial...
Draco know the truth. I have that information. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I have that information. I'm not going to give it to you. Not at all. I'm not going to, because you're way too irresponsible.
Disclosure under oath.
Got love for you, though, bro. I got love for you.
And you better believe Synovus is coming for their money, honey. Okay? They coming for their money. So now let's total all of this up. You got Babak Emanuel with the lease lawsuit at $40,336.25. You got Synovus Bank with a final judgment of $238,250.60. Hold on, because I'm missing one. I'm missing one from my tallying. Hold on. Did I see? Where is it? I missed the tally. Hold on. Let me do the calculations for you right now, because let me show y'all this. Remember the party people? Party people, tour squad, party people. The total of theirs, let's put this in the calculator. $636,261.09. Wait, let me redo that. No, that was right. And 9 cents plus $40,336 plus $238,250.60. Altogether, that comes to $914,847.94.
Yeah, Wack's a really bad businessman.
They might as well round that off to a milli. So now let me ask you these questions. I'm asking you this right here in the live. And those of y'all on the replay. Do y'all think Wack will settle these cases? Well, do you think he's going to settle the one with the Babbitt guy, the landlord, before it goes to a judgment too? Or will this turn into another loss like the Synovus Bank and the Tour Party Ltd? Let me know. Let me know. What y'all thinking? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Let me take this down now. Because I think
Now, here's all the thing. Bingo. His ex-wife made all the business decisions. She's the one who took care of everything. That nigga was taking credit for it. And now that she's gone, the business went with it. You feel me?
I've cooked. My apologies. But now, if y'all thought that I was done, I'm not. Because I see a lot of people is talking about Blueface down in the comment section. Y'all talking about, oh, I hope that Blueface runs far, far away. Well, I am here to tell you that Blueface is not running far, far away. Instead, Blueface seems to be running head first into this catastrophe that is Wack 100's shit show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a shit show. And the only reason why I did, like I said, decide to run that video back and roll that beautiful bean footage is because people did not know what I was talking about this morning when I was saying that Wack lost the studio. Well, now everybody knows. Paying their rent, okay? Everybody now knows.
They say it sounds like Wack is structuring loan fraud. That wouldn't be. Hey, whatever happened to that Rico? Henny, are you still here? Whatever happened to that Rico for like money laundering with him and like Ray J's mom and Ray J? Whatever happened to that?
Why he lost that studio? Because he didn't pay his rent. Because he's not paying his bills. Wack is actually a brokey. Okay. Let me take this down. All right, so now we're back and we are on the computer. I had to shut down for a second from the computer. Let's go over here to my Instagram, shall we? Follow me now. Because I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And if you aren't following or keeping up with Blueface, which I know a lot of the men who are on my channel, I know a lot of y'all do not keep up with what is going on in the world of Blueface, and that is where I come in. So let me go ahead and let me get this up here on this stage for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Bang. Right there. You see it. You see it loud, live, and in freaking color. Blueface is not even home from Click City as of yet. But here is the 100 show saying the return of the famous Crip. Time to get back to work. Ladies, we just might be looking for you. Follow R&B and Carlissa Angelic, which is his mother, his mistress and the mother. The Mistress and the Mother, that sounds like a Tubi TV series. The Mistress and the Mother. Let me stop. Hit their DM with the hashtag I'm for Blueface and they will get back with you for the screening. Yeah, it's TV time. And we will be selecting a group of sexy but qualified, quote unquote, women to come hang out and compete for that spot. We got a lot of work to do, so this will be the only way of seeing. the famous Crip throughout the year upon his release. We have TV, studio, and a boxing ring to focus on. Now get to DMing. So you are putting Blueface on the host throne. Baby, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. And I don't know if his overprotective, overbearing, overzealous mother knows about any of the stuff that is going on with Wack 100 and his financials. Shout out to Blueface, Blue Rock TTV. I said Blueface because I got this repost sent to me from his page where Blueface's mother is co-signing this show and
calling Blueface. I like this. We're gonna let it play, Henny. We're gonna let it play. Calling Blueface's mother the mommy mistress is wild, and the fact that Blueface mom kind of fine. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't age, that's experience. I know not if she likes Wack, then she's not my type. And I'm for sure not her type. But she could do better than that. Like, what the hell?
And says, because of course, you know, she got to come through the mammy. So his mama is putting him on a host role with Wack and don't even know that she putting him on a host role. And you know he's got to go on a host role because at the end of the day, Wack can't pimp out the game no more because we just heard about the game. Oh, that's right. I said if y'all...
Game is not managed by Wack anymore. And as a matter of fact, if you pay attention, Wack used to always talk about these trips to Dubai, the trips to Dubai, the trips to Dubai. Guess where Game is right now? On tour in Dubai. And guess where Wack is not? In Dubai. So yeah, there's that.
I wanted to hear about the game, the other case that involves Wack 100 that has the game in it, that y'all would have to go through my channel, right? I think that's what I said to y'all. But instead, I think I'm just going to go ahead and roll through my footage to see if I made a video, which I'm sure I made the video, and I hope it's a video where it's just that information in it, but I've been read the information about him going overseas to Australia and signing the game up, and they were supposed to go over there and do a tour that went through Australia and went through the UK. And they paid Wack ahead of him in the game showing up, and him in the game ran off on the plug. And so them people went to the Australian courts. And when they went to the Australian courts ruled in their favor, okay? And being that they got a ruling in their favor in their country, they decided to come over here to the United States and go to California and file in California and LA County Superior Courts. They brought the case over here to the Americas. And the last we saw, which we just...
She said to the Americas like them niggas was fucking colonizers. To the Americas like them niggas was pilgrims. That's hilarious. Henny, I love you to death. That was funny.
Today, it is still pending. It's still pending as we speak. Y'all want to know what's going on with the Jared Milgram and the Jared Harrison case? Oh, it's still pending. Jared Milgram and Jared Harrison are waiting for default. They're waiting for a default judgment to come down from the judge. And yeah. So we still got these cases that are going on that are very much relevant because these things actually correlate with where he stands financially at this immediate moment. And where he stands financially at this immediate moment is not in a good space where he could be out here talking about he's betting academics $100,000. But now we also see why he's betting $100,000 because he needs the money.
Betting $100 when you ain't got $100,000 to bet is crazy.
Needs the money. Hold on, because I'm trying to.
So there is still that case for Ray J, right? That Rico case for Ray J in the game. I'm sorry, Ray J. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, that's still a thing. Okay, so maybe that doesn't say anything. Is Henny in here? Henny, if you're in here, let me see. Oh, oh, both cases are still going. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I don't have to keep searching. Thank you, Henny. That's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for. Yes. Okay. So that's this. What is this nigga Wack just be talking, bro? Like this nigga just be talking.
See, hold on. I got it. I got the video for y'all.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Real quick. Random. I fuck with the game, and even more, and even deeper than that, I really fuck with Game Bodyguard. So I'm biased. Sorry, but I'll admit it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm biased. So in there, nothing at all. Got nothing for it. So I'm biased to my homies. I am. I'm very biased to my homies. So but don't know what Wack got going on with Ray J. That's barnacles. Ray J, get away from there. If I had one wish, it'd be for you to get the fuck away from Wack.
So now let me get that video up here for y'all so y'all can enjoy, because also there were people that were coming in my chat telling me that because this case was over there in Australia, that it wasn't going to be pursued here in the Americas. But I say, oh, nay, don't ever come for May, because, oh, baby, I got the court docs and the henne. Bars, bitch. All right, let's listen to Henny as she breaks down this international lawsuit with Game and Wack. Because also remember when I first read,
let her cook. If it's in a news cycle, let her cook.
Read the court docs on the Game, and he was saying my name ain't in no paperwork. Well, your name is in a lot of paperwork since then.
I'm going with the theory that Wack scammed Game and Game is innocent. Innocent, bro. Innocent, victim of the circumstances. Wack flammed him and scammed him. Game was out there being a rapper, entertaining, doing what rappers do, doing what entertainers do. Maybe he was oblivious and ignorant to the fact of the business. He probably should have paid more attention, but unfortunately he didn't. And Wack used that to his advantage to take advantage of the game. And Wack is the reason why all that happened, because Game is also a victim of Wack's flambery, skullduggery, and larceny.
Sir,
that's the story I'm telling.
You have kept me busy. Let's get into it.
My boy.
Moving right along to the coup de grace of things. Here we go. Aside from being sued by Priscilla Rainey, y'all see the court doc up on the screen. It looks like Wack and the Game are caught up in a lawsuit together. Now, if you remember, one little statements that Wack made when people were questioning him about the transcript that I read on him, he said, my name ain't in no lawsuits. She's suing the Game. Well, this company right here, this company, this is Tour Squad Party, I'm going to assume, LTD. And they're an Australian-based limited liability company. And they are suing Fifth Amendment Entertainment, a California corporation. Cash Jones, an individual. Jason Taylor, aka The Game, an individual. And those 1 through 10, inclusively. Your name on another lawsuit, bruh. And this time your name ain't at the bottom of the lawsuit, bruh. This time your name does number 2 on this case. But that's gonna change. Don't worry, I'm gonna take you there. Not like Maya, but I'm gonna take you there. Y'all ready to hear about this? Let me change screens for y'all real quick, because I have a whole nother screen that I'm about to show y'all. Let me go ahead and pull this window up. Let me pull the window up. It's the same court doc, but I have important parts that are already highlighted off for y'all. All right? All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. And let me get my glasses on. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Okay.
Nigga being sued from across the world is crazy.
Court docs.
Them niggas got a passport to sue your ass. That's crazy.
Okay, I need to get those glasses, new frames, and my other glasses. I don't know where I put them. Dive into this international case, and
Henny turned into an auntie. Not only does she need her glasses to read, she can't find them motherfuckers. Okay, Auntie Henny. Okay, Auntie Henny. We see you.
love to see how he gonna wiggle his way up out of this. Okay, so this court document is an enforcement of action filed in Los Angeles, California, in the Los Angeles Superior Court by Tor Squad Party Ltd. Like I said, an Australian company against Fifth Amendment Entertainment, Cash Jones and Jason Taylor, the game. And the purpose for this filing was to enforce a foreign judgment that was previously issued by a federal court in Australia in favor of them. Now, if you go ahead and you take a little gander at things, we're going to scroll on down to where it says that, all right? Right here in the court document where it is highlighted, it says first responded Fifth Amendment Entertainment, second responded Cash Jones, and third responded Jason Terrell Taylor, a.k.a. The Game. And Taylor, both Jones and Taylor are both California residents, okay? Agreement entered into in Australia in 2017. Now, let's get to that. In 2017, The Game and his company signed a contract, okay, to perform 7 concerts in Australia and New Zealand, okay? And Tour Squad paid them up front, covering their travel, their accommodations, and promotional costs. And The Game never showed up. He never showed up. All right? And they never refunded him the money either. Okay, so this part right here is saying agreement entered into in Australia in 2017 between applicant, a promoter, and a facilitator for the music entertainment, and Cash Jones individually and on behalf of Fifth Amendment and Jason, okay, The Game. And he was to perform, this is where it says in the court doc what I just said, okay? And it was established by the Australian federal court that Cash Jones took on personal liability for the obligations of Fifth Amendment Entertainment, Inc. and Taylor upon signing the agreement, okay? Applicant advanced money to Fifth Amendment and Taylor, who failed to perform as required by the contract. So y'all know I am not just talking out of my whoop-whoop. I am stating facts, honey. These are facts of the case, all right? So, in 2021, the federal court in Australia had ruled in the favor of Tour Squad. And guess what? They ordered The Game and his team to pay back the money, honey. Where's that, honey? I'm about to show you. But before we get there, I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry, I got excited. When they looked into Fifth Amendment, Inc., it says in the court doc in red right here, Fifth Amendment, Inc., a California corporation, was suspended by California Franchise Board on May 3rd of 2010, and to date has not been revived. Now, pause, big old New York pause, because I've been telling y'all that company was not registered in Los Angeles. And now you are hearing that in 2010, it is not registered in California either. That company is actually registered in Florida.
Hey, it's a lot of flu. Hey, Reg, dog, it's just a lot of flu flamming your foot, big dog. It's just, whoo, boy. Oh, boy. Some flu flams afoot.
Oh, Henny Glasses in the chat. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all want me to run down on Wack's businesses yet again, because I've done that before, but I think we need to do fresh eyes on that. So Henny Glasses in the chat if you would like a video running down on his businesses. and finding out what's what in the woot, the woot, the woot, the woot, the woot, the woot. Because remember, in the Keith D trial, there was 100 ENTs. One was 100 ENT, and the other one was 100 HUNND or ID ENT. And they kept flippity flopping between which was which, because one of them companies don't exist, and one of them used to be the Games Brothers. Yeah. Anyway.
Ooh, I forgot that. I forgot that he sold the 100 shit from the Games Brother. I forgot about that shit.
Let's get back to that right there.
Hey, I forgot that Wack did steal his whole name from the Games Brother. I forgot all about that shit. Damn, somebody remind me to make a video about that. Tomorrow, remind me to make a video about Officer Wack 100 stealing his entire name from the rapper The Games Brother. I fucking forgot about that. Shout out to Big Face Honey. Random. I have the most. Never mind. I got a random story about. I'm gonna just say this. I pulled up on Brazil and Wilmington one time. Is anybody familiar with Brazil and Wilmington? Is anybody familiar with Brazil and Wilmington? Is anybody familiar with that area? See, I'm West Side nigga. You feel me? How the fuck I met this nigga Big Face? I have no idea. But he cool though. That is another nigga that was cool as fuck. And this is like maybe 2000, early 2000. Let's say between 13 and 15, something like that, somewhere in there. I go over there. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about just bullshit. He go, I'm gonna pull up on you. He said, I'm on Brazil and Wilmington. I said, nigga, where the fuck is that at? Like, I'm a West Side nigga. So, you know, he tell me where it's at, blah, blah. So I slide up over there. Nigga, I didn't know that shit was a dead end, bro. First and foremost, nigga, I did not know that shit was a dead end. I did not know that, nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? So I go around, I come so I could get the fuck out that bitch. Nigga, I pop out with some light blue. This is like, remember this time when the foam posit Jordan 1s came out? Nigga, I had the foam posit Jordan 1s. I had the blue ones, the metallic blue ones, with some light blue jeans, with the white Crenshaw shirt, with the blue Crenshaw, with the white Crenshaw shirt, with the blue Crenshaw writing, Crenshaw hat. Nigga, when I say it was so many Parus out there, nigga. And like them niggas looked at me, and I looked at them, and I said, yeah, I'm here to see, you know, Big Face woo woo. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, I'm oblivious, nigga. I am a West Side nigga. South Central, bro. Like, I went to Hamilton, nigga. And then when I got kicked out of LA Unified, I went to fucking Cerritos. Like, West Side, bro. I know nothing about that. And I know all the Compton niggas right now is dying laughing. No matter how much or what I had on me, I was slipping. You can't have enough. Like, you can't have enough. But that was cool, though. Nobody was tripping. Like, didn't nobody trip? Nobody pressed. Like, when I told them who I was there to see, it was love, it was respect. But was them niggas watching my every fucking move? Nigga, hell yeah. I went in there, I sat and I kicked it, we talked blah, blah, blah. We talked about like music and shit like that. Like, it was real square business. Like, my nigga, it was real regular shit. Like, there's no explosions. Nobody jumped through a window. Like, there is no crazy story I can tell you about this. But, nigga, I just remember one particular light-skinned nigga. Because I remember that nigga being outside, and I remember that nigga coming in the house. And now that I'm looking back on it in hindsight, that's the nigga that would have got bracken. Because they're power rules, so it got bracken. But he was cool, though. But the energy was definitely, you won't leave this house if you tripping. The energy was definitely, you won't leave this house if you're tripping. But you cool, though. But we fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you, obviously, I got the Crenshaw shit on, so they're like, this nigga's West Side nigga, he not, whatever, blah, blah. And then I have another random situation of, it's this, don't let me lie and say where it's at. I know it's like an Arco, this is in Compton. It's an Arco on one corner, and then diagonally across is like the Chevron, and I think like the Chevron might be like the Nutty Blocks hood, and then across might be, the Arco might be like the Track News hood. Don't let me lie if I got those neighborhoods wrong. I apologize. I'm not from Compton. But I know that it's a fucking Arco, and I know that's a Chevron. You feel me? I know they're diagonal from each other, and I know that they, I guess, divide two hoods. This is what I know. I'm over there, and this is fucking 2007. I'm over there, fucking Yankee jacket on, Yankee hat, Crenshaw, but I got the Yankee jacket like buttoned up. Yankee hat on, Yankee jacket, Crenshaw shirt, but it's buttoned up. again, blue jeans and probably like some Air Force Ones, whatever the cool shoes were in 2007. And I remember some Samoan slid up on me. Slid up on me. Niggas popped out. And that nigga, hey, P-Funk, where you from? And then, you know what I'm saying? I kind of looked, this nigga whipped out. And I'm like, I looked at this nigga. And then that nigga said, I ain't gonna lie, I froze, nigga. I froze, nigga. I was 17 years old. I froze. He said, where you from? I said, I looked at him, I said, blah, 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 blah. And that nigga looked, he goes, nigga, what you doing over here? And then like I showed the Crenshaw shirt, he was like, nigga, what are you doing over here? Like, what are you doing? He was like, man, bro, you tripping, bro. Like, what you doing over here, my nigga? And I was like, I'm just getting some, I went to go fuck with a bitch. Like, he goes, man, bro, get up out of here, my nigga. Niggas fuck around and kill. You know what that hat mean over here? And I said, no. You know what I'm saying? I said, no. I'm from Compton. I'm on some West Side shit. So I'm thinking I'm good. Yankee Jackie, Yankee hat. I'm thinking I'm straight, bro. This is some Mon Paul rules, bro. Niggas pulled out the blower, bro. That nigga pulled out I know a 50 cal. I know a 50 cal. That nigga pulled out some. That nigga was ready to get shit yanking around that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I said, woo. He was like, man, nigga, bro, keep the shirt. Let niggas see. And he kept that shit so real. He was like, bro, let niggas see that Crenshaw shirt. Niggas will fuck around and kill you over here, bro. What are you doing? Why are you over here with that blah, blah, blah? You feel me? And I was just like, I was gonna fuck with a bitch. That nigga said, man, get your gas and get the fuck up out of here. And I got my gas and I got the fuck up out of there. But let's get back to, I did not linger. I'm gonna tell both of those stories. I give y'all both of them stories. You feel me? I give y'all both of them stories. But nigga, my trips to Compton, my trips to or Bompton or I don't even fucking know. But I know that was some shit. And I know that nigga was ready to get shit yanking. That Samoan nigga was ready to that nigga knew he called him an enemy. Go, no, nigga, I'm from way the fuck over there. So no. Because I do not CEO Rye, but I can refer you to the person who does, and you can pay them a monthly fee, and then, you know what I'm saying, you can work out whatever you work out with that person. That's between y'all. I have nothing to do with that. But if you would like that information, please send something to my DM, and they will be more than happy to facilitate what you have to facilitate.
I told y'all that company was not a functioning company. I told y'all Fifth Amendment was not up and operating, and here you have it. And for anybody who wants to say, oh, that's bullshit,
no problem. I don't mind sharing information. I mean, shit. Not to sound like that. They work for me anyway, so I'm gonna get a piece of it regardless, but go for it. What the fuck?
Let me go back to the top of this in case y'all missed it. This was originally filed at 7/25/2023, and guess what? This was from yesterday. They were in court yesterday. I'm going to get there and I'm going to show y'all, okay? So if in 2023, it was not up and functioning. And then when we get over here to when I told y'all, when we first started going through the game stuff, that Fifth Amendment was not an active company, I'll do y'all one better before this is over because I like to cross all my T's and dot my I's, all right? So based off of what I just said right here, it says the judgment was entered on May 25th, 2021 in the federal courts of Australia against the 3 respondents, and the amount was $478,119.73. Okay? Application was ordered, paid by respondents to applicant in the amount of $20,000. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because they start breaking this stuff down. All right, so let me go ahead and let me break this down for y'all, okay? So you have the $478,119.73. Then you have $74,580.08 for a prejudgment interest. And then you've got $122,700 for legal fees and additional costs, for a total of $789,070.28 is what all of that totals up to, and anywhere you get that from, right here. Now, this is all in Australian currency, but when you convert that over to US, it is $541,537.40. That's what he owed these people for breaching the contract. So now, Tour Squad, as of right now, let me take y'all over to that little court document over there. Let me take y'all to the next court document over here. All right. It's time to switch court docs. hold on, give me a moment. Because now, you know, wait a minute. Let me make sure that I've covered everything on that. Poor Doc. Hold on. Okay, so this was the notice of the filing that they sent because they did notify Wack that he had a case, okay? They did notify that there was a case. Here is their Exhibit A, which is a notice of filing. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I answered the question. If he does not pay, no, he can't go to jail, but they will come and take every little thing that he got. Off of every little thing that he do. Okay, and this was dated 7/22/2020. Important information, all right? Federal Courts of Australia. This is Tor Squad, and then he names everybody that he just named in that case. The date on this is July 2020. Okay, July 22nd, 2020. This is everything that was sent to him. All right, the applicant on the application that on or about 1:26 p.m. on May 18th, 2020, the application's previous selectors on record, McCormick's lawyers. So that's who Wack and them had on file as their lawyer for this particular situation. And here's his receipt. He sent this express delivery parcel, the FedEx. They sent it through FedEx, okay, because he was trying to get this information to him. And this man has used FedEx. He's used UPS. He has tried to get in contact with them. Well, guess what, y'all? Let's go back to the previous setup that we had. Let's go back there. Boom. Boom. And let's go to this document. They've made their way to the Superior Court of California. They have made their way to the Superior Court of California. So Tor Squad is now seeking to enforce the Australian judgment, okay, over here in the U.S. And since the game and Wack are U.S. citizens, they needed a California court to recognize the judgment so that they could legally seize assets. Oh, I wish I had my... I think I still have this. Do I still have this? Nope. I don't have none of that. All right, I'll get my sounds back. Okay, so now that it's made its way here, if the game, well, let me say it in the order. If Wack and the game do not pay up to Tor Squad, they can freeze their bank accounts, they can seize assets, they can garnish wages from future incomes, okay? Now, in this document right here, the court reviewed everything. You want to know what the courts had to say? Because I'm going to tell you what the courts had to say. This hearing was about whether the court should enter a default judgment because the game, Fifth Amendment, and Cash Jones failed to respond. And guess what? Let me not jump the gun. For the defendant, there was no appearance. Nobody showed up to court on their behalf. They ain't sent no lawyer in the courthouse for this. So they didn't respond and they didn't appear. And since they didn't show up, the court moved forward with the plaintiff's request, which was for a default judgment. Okay? Now, what happened in this proceeding? The judge reviewed all submitted documents, including the original documents from the Australian courts, and its enforcement request to the U.S. because the federal courts over there in Australia sent the request here, and the judge ruled in favor of the plaintiff, which means that he kind of like officially won. But what's going to happen now is they have to go back to court on February 28th this month, okay? And the judge will review the final judgment without another hearing.
This nigga Wack is a no-jumper employee for sure.
As the defendants did not contest it. Right here. Non-appearance case review. Submission of proposed judgment is scheduled for 2/8/2025. And the notice to them about this is deemed waived. So all of this that he been out here talking about, my name ain't on no case. Y'all took them people money over there in Australia and did not go and perform the way that y'all was supposed to perform. They didn't bother to reschedule. They didn't bother to say jack, squat, diddly, nothing at all. So them people did what they were supposed to do, and they went on to their federal court system overseas, and they got their judgment and then brought it over here to the U.S. soil. They out there in California going to court. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil matter. But they coming for the money, y'all. King Koros on the yard paper. I don't know what you mean by that. Las Vegas Freedom News. Salute to you. Can you repeat that? She said, oh, shoot, disregard my message. I responded to the... Yup. Yup. You get what you get, or you get nothing. Isn't that what your mama used to tell you? You get what you get, or you get nothing, right? Well, it seems like he's getting what he gets. So this is why when I be telling y'all that this man is not free from things coming back to get him, to haunt him, to he has stuff he needs to worry about. And while he feels like he don't have to worry about his freedom, you need to worry about your pockets, sir. Because when Jared Milgram's case comes back around, and it's going to because it is active in court, when Jaron Harrison's case comes down, them totals of money that he owes is going to go up. Because Jared Milgram is suing Wack and Ray J for $10 million. And Jaron Harrison is suing Wack for $40 million. So you may have your freedom, but you finna be rude. You're finna be broke. These cases come back as default judgments. What happens is you've got to pay the piper. So karma may not be hitting him the way that we would like it to be hitting him, for those of us who have seen him hit people with karma that have caused consequences that have affected and shaped them and their families' lives. Karma may be coming back in the form of $0 and 00 cents in his bank account. Yeah.
That nigga gonna need that no jumper chili.
Yeah. You love how much I'm enjoying this? Well, it's good content. It's good content, and it's informative, and it's provocative, and it keeps the people going. Okay, Wack, yes, OnlyFans. Whoever said OnlyFans, I am in agreement. He has the perfect BBL and childbearing hips for him to get up there and get on up now and make your money.
All right, man. That's that. We finna get up out of here to the next one, man. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. It's free Avenue Angels, so he's free. We